There's drama in the VTuber community again, this time involving GamerSupps, a product some say is similar to G Fuel after they decided to sponsor Kirsche, a VTuber who posts somewhat often about her right-wing political views. This caused JoCat, a famous or infamous creator depending on your views, who's most known for his song talking about how much he likes girls, to respond to the sponsorship and announce that he will be removing all association with GamerSupps from anywhere on his profiles. This of course got him a lot of backlash, but along with this, other various accounts are compiling a lot of Kirsche's most controversial political opinions and calling for her sponsorship to be removed. Welcome to the internet versus GamerSupps. JoCat, Kirsche, and more. It starts when Lily Boyes tweets out, "Oh, GamerSupps partnering with a VTuber who in the past day alone has posted a bunch of transphobia and racism is awesome. Great company with great morals. I hope the tariffs they've been complaining about bankrupt them because they're deaf fans of everyone who implemented them." And they attach a few images. The first one is of Kirsche saying, "Good morning," and it's a headline saying, "Trans women are not legally women. Definition of a woman relates to biological sex, Supreme Court rules, and landmark judgment that could end transgender access to single-sex spaces." The second image is some replies where it starts off with the king of black people replying and saying, "Morning, Fox Lady. A rare moment of sanity for the UK. Maybe we can bring this to the US as well?" And Kirsche replies, "It is nice to see something non-dystopian in the news about the UK." And lastly, an image attached, "Who wore it better?" body cam edition, where she attaches these two pictures. Then over on Blue Sky, Anna Valland makes a post summarizing pretty much what we just read, talking about that Kirsche is a right-wing, and Lapadus quote tweets it, adding JoCat saying, "Hey man, this seems not good." And JoCat replies saying, "My contract with GamerSupps ended a while ago and I'm in the process of removing all their branding and codes from my platforms. I do not want to associate with a few of the creators that they sponsor." Dead Josie then screenshots this post by JoCat and posts it on Twitter with the caption, "I thought bro supported all women. What happened?" DJ Seal replies, "I don't see the problem. He doesn't want to associate with a company that is associating with someone who shows rhetoric." Starman replies to DJ Seal by saying, "You really need more bad guys to point fingers at. It's been a decade and the Germans haven't done anything." And Victor Val replies to DJ Seal by saying, "The only history you losers know is World War II. Eastside Show replies to Josie's original post by saying, "JoCat, I support and love women. Also JoCat, until they do something I don't like." And Vegetable replies, "Yes, usually you support people until they do something you don't like. Oh, and something I don't like is being a white supremacist." And Eastside replies, "Oh, you support Hassan." Rose Dark replies to Josie's post by saying, "You literally hate women if you dislike a Ku Klux Kirsche." And Oh for the Love of God says, "You thought you were a genius for this, didn't you?" And Rose Dark says, "I was a genius before this and I'll be one long after this." In our members only Discord, Willie replies to all of this by saying, "Time for another crusade against the transphobes. People are way too fanatical about other people's politics. Sometimes it can be warranted, but this just seems like a massive overreaction." As Ihara says, "To be fair, he also supported Pikamee getting harassed." And Dead Josie replies, "Yeah, I know. It's because he can't think for himself." Kenny then quote tweets Azihara and says, "It's getting exceedingly hard to assume ignorance and not malice, but no, JoCat did not support the harassment of Pikamee and disavowed it several times, including the next day after he was baselessly accused of doing so." She then attaches images, one highlighting something that says, "I did not mean to imply that anybody deserved to be harassed. Not Pikamee, not Silvervale." The next one is a post from Spooky saying, "Okay, you seem to want to be reasonable. Let's have a productive talk then. Can you go ahead and disavow this behavior right here? Just this kind of stuff. In the understood context that a content creator wanted to play a video game. Can you see this as immoral behavior?" And it's referencing a bunch of screenshots to when the Harry Potter game came out and there was the whole controversy years ago. Everyone got a bunch of backlash for wanting to play that because a lot of people didn't support J.K. Rowling. And JoCat replies, "I disavow this behavior. If someone does not align with my beliefs, I may be disappointed, but I will move on and go do something more productive with my time and helpful to the cause. And I would hope and urge anyone who follows me to as well." Then Bip Bob Doodly Dop saying, "So do you think people are transphobic / bad people for wanting to play Hogwarts Legacy?" And JoCat says, "No." Kenny then follows up by saying, "Almost forgot. Here's the tweet from, if I remember correctly, the same exact day as the other statement people are using, while also ignoring every other one." And it's JoCat saying, "I want to apologize immensely if there was such awfulness in the chat. I will try to grab some active moderators for the future. I was unfortunately too focused on the game to notice. We are not here to spread hate, we are here to help trans folk. Don't be like this person, please. I will follow my own advice and look into the point they're trying to make behind the vinegar. No, I do not condone harassing people who do not follow my views. If they won't listen to good faith critique, ignore and go where people will. If they're harmful, be helpful. The whole point of this charity is to help where help is not being given. Absolutely criticize mistakes in a way that is constructive and respectful. I know I'd want to be informed, but if they're not willing to listen, your time may be better spent elsewhere. Kenny continues saying, glad this dude sent this because this made me realize that his tweet saying I do not condone harassing people is literally dated the day before the one they prop up, making it even more clear this is cherry picking and avoiding even an ounce of context. And the tweet is of Schlumpy is here saying, oh wow, JoCat lies and tries to cover his ass by whining. Wow, it's not like he keeps doing this repeatedly. It's almost like he made this post directly in response to the Pikamee situation. He can whine and say, no, I didn't mean it that way, but it's just a lie. And it's JoCat tweeting out, anyone shouting, what about the harassment is taking the topic of conversation and focus away from the main issue. Trans people are still in danger, specifically the harassment faced by content creators. It is not, nor should it be about us. Content creators are not in the same danger that trans people are. And then the tweet we looked at earlier. Death of Nuance replies, doesn't that make it worse? Claiming you don't condone harassment only to talk about how the harassment you received is irrelevant compared to what the people doing the harassment have to deal with not even a day later. And in our members only Discord, Little Froky says, JoCat is the most annoying MF ever. And back to the original post, Witness Void replies to Kenny by saying, JoCat is just clout chasing with the whole I'm no longer with GamerSupps, despite having leave a while ago. Just chasing weak trends who make himself look cool. So I don't see him approving of harassing despite being an activist. That would damage his clout. And Kenny replies, I think it's far more reasonable he was asked by a handful of people why he's supporting GamerSupps and just put out a public tweet to address that he doesn't. Mizu Tamari replies to Kenny by saying, the ultimate issue is he heavily downplayed it. Saying harassment bad, so anyways here's why getting harassed isn't that big of a deal, is not a good look and it never will be. You are equally swinging wildly into the other direction of he didn't do nothing when he certainly did. Back to the boast by Dead Josie, Bent quote tweets it with this clip in the caption, Kirsche openly believes that female artists are worse than male artists and have an inferior work ethic. Her hatred of trans women aside, she's not a woman's ally at all. She has contempt for all women.
Single artist I have praised for having work ethic and for being a good artist and for delivering on time, or even if they couldn't, for being communicative, has been a man. And every single artist I've ever had an issue with who can't deliver on time and has no work ethic is a woman. Oh no, dude, I'm becoming more misogynistic. Oh no! Not like this! Damn, Kirsche, such a pick-me! I can't help it! I didn't notice until just now!
And Benz continues to post, Kirsche is an openly transphobic VTuber assigned to Mythic and sponsored by GamerSupps. Here she is apologizing to a follower for correctly gendering a trans woman and actively referring to trans activist women as mentally ill men. Do you support this at GamerSupps? And it's a screenshot of Kirsche posting a clip to Twitter where she says Alejandra getting humiliated at Congress for her civic duty to accost tweet, and Revolting Blob replies, that's not a her, that's a mentally ill him. And Kirsche says, tweeting while sleepy has done me in again. And then another post where Kirsche says, once it's realized that most trans activists are autogynephiliac males or ideologues pushing their political views with an identity shield to prevent criticism, all of the power-hungry threats and graphic murder fantasies make a lot more sense. Azihara posts this clip in the caption, if JoCat wants to be liked so much, he should probably avoid trying to do performative bullshit like this. He doesn't even have a contract because he wants a sponsor to drop some other content creator because they have a different political view than him. I can assure him that he will be liked by the small group of retards that are championing this behavior, but he will get way more hate from everyone else.
I just want to be
in a group.
No, well, maybe, but I just want to be a more likable person.
You're so likable. You just want to be wanted. It's a very normal thing.
And Zylo replies, I don't know how he manages to always choose the worst potential outcome for short-term gain that doesn't exist. It's legendary. And to think I felt bad for him when I didn't know who he was a couple years ago. And Azihara says, to be fair, this time around his post is getting weaponized by bad actors. Inquisitor says, they are using it to try and apply pressure, I feel. And Azihara replies, it's pretty impressive how they're trying to weaponize JoCat's posts, using him because he has a high sub count on YouTube, while at the same time avoiding any sort of backlash because it will fall on JoCat and not them. Anna Valens and Invented are the ones pushing this. Then over on our YouTube drama, NL40521 compiles the tweets we've already read and titles it by saying, JoCat distances themselves from GamerSupps after a company's decision to sponsor alt-right VTubers Smug Alana and Kirsche. Trini replies, JoCat really said, I do not support all women. Some of you bitches are very dumb. GamerBearCT replies to OP by saying, JoCat can't catch a break ever. And Nitty Scout replies, I like girls. Wow, that's gay. What? The Saga. G Knight's Pun replies, JoCat kinda got that dream effect where, drama or not, MFs won't get off his back. Only difference between him and Dream is that Dream deserves it, lol, fuck that guy. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko and Salsad. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you in the next episode.